Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. So in the first update of the day, you guys are looking at the most recent updates of Derek Lunsford. Now, similar to last video with Samson Dowda, do you guys think Derek Lunsford is a serious threat to the top 6 at this year's Olympia? You know, how will he stack up against Hunter Labrada, Nick Walker, William Bonac? Can he potentially beat any of those guys? Now, at first, it was hard for me to see Derek in the top 6, and that's just because I had that 212 version of him stuck in my head. But from what I'm seeing right now, Derek has never been this round. His arms have never looked this good. And I think we're going to see an amazing version of Derek at this year's Olympia. I do think it's possible for him to end up in the top 6. I'm not saying he will, but I'm not saying he won't. Now, switching over to Nick Walker, he posted this up recently. Nick seems like he's keeping the waist very tight. Now, for some reason, a lot of people say Nick Walker has a bubble gut or his midsection is protruding. But I never really see Nick Walker lose control of the midsection. He just genetically has a wider midsection. But even though it's wider, Nick has some of the best abs and also some of the best ab control within the sport. Nick Walker can hit their front double bicep and just hold it forever. But Nick is looking pretty good right now. And in the next update of the day, we have recent updates of William Bonac. Actually, knowing William, these are probably a week or two old. He never really posts updates at that exact time. But this is not one of his best poses. And I think William honestly posted this up to get into guys' head. You know, they're going to see this like William doesn't look that good. He isn't going to replicate the Arnold package or come in better. But I would not count out William Bonac. As I always say, William Bonac beat Big Ramy the same year he won the Mr. Olympia at the Arnold Classic earlier that year. So it is a possibility that William could find himself as high as second this year. Now, in the next update of the day, you guys are looking at recent updates of Iain Valliere. And I'm not sure what it is with Iain Valliere in these mirror pics, but at 8 weeks out, he does seem to be in very good condition. Now, how do I see Iain placing at this year's Mr. Olympia right now? As far as my top 9, the top 6 guys are probably going to be in there, and then we have Samson, Andrew, and Derek making an entry. So right now, I see Iain, Akim, and Krizo, if he's able to get there, potentially fighting it out for that 10th place spot. But this is bodybuilding, guys, and I can honestly change my mind tomorrow. But that's how I see it going right now. Now, speaking of Akim Williams, this is a guy no one is talking about. And Akim is also one of the strongest guys we have in the sport, winner of this year's Tampa Pro. Now, Akim brought in his best package in 2020, placed 6th at the Mr. Olympia. And I'm telling you guys right now, if Akim brings his all-time best or even comes in condition, who's to say that Akim can't be in that top 6? He's very massive, and even though he loses ground in the back shots, he definitely makes up for it in the front shots and also the side shots. So I'm excited to see Akim at this year's Olympia. Hopefully he brings his best. Now switching over to the nightmare, Justin Rodriguez. Justin is looking incredible right now. As we all know, he is in the rebound phase and guys tend to look a little bit better. But hopefully he's able to carry this on into this year's Olympia. A lot of people are counting this guy out, you know, saying he needs to take time off. Me included. But it seems like Justin Rodriguez and George Farrer are cooking up something very special for this year's Olympia. And I'm hoping that Justin is able to bring a very good package. I really like his physique despite all the criticism he receives. Now switching over to Marc Hector, this is a recent update from him. Now Marc is looking significantly smaller than what we've been seeing recently. And as he said coming into this year's Arnold UK, he was going to be 25 pounds heavier than his last showing. But from what I've seen, it seems like he's probably only put on 5 to 10 pounds of muscle. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Because he's looking a lot sharper than what he was before, but also a lot smaller. Hopefully he's able to win that Europa Pro. Now switching over to 212, we have recent updates from Keone Pearson. And seeing this update at 8 weeks out makes me have a lot more confidence that Keone is going to be conditioned at this year's 212 Olympia. He is coached by Patrick Tour, who also coaches Michael DaBoul and Iain Valliere. 2 guys that come in peeled every single time. So hopefully Keone is finally able to nail it. And he did beat Nathan Epler earlier this year, who was a top 5 212 Olympian. Now also in 212 news is a recent update from Jang Yeop. He placed second at this year's New York Pro behind Noah Ladame. He is 4 weeks out from the Japan Pro. Now huge shout out to this guy because this is actually one of his worst poses and he still posted it up. He could be in a little better condition, but he is working with Milos. So hopefully these guys bring it in within these next 4 weeks. But just in case you guys forgot, this guy has an incredible physique. And once he brings the back up, he will be a serious all-around threat. That's the only thing he's missing and could be a tad bit sharper. I honestly wouldn't have been mad if this guy would have won the New York Pro over Noel. But Noel was just absolutely peeled to the bone. But hopefully Jang is able to bring his conditioning in for this Japan show. And switching over to classic physique, these are updates of Michael DaBoul ahead of this weekend's Dubai Pro. Take a look at the quality of this guy's quads. Look at the teardrops, the separation all the way up to the hip, even the quad sweeps. But every time I look at Michael's physique, his weight cap is 207 pounds. That is holding this guy back so much. And eventually, almost all of these classic guys are going to end up going to open just because they can't stay the same weight forever. I've heard rumors that Urs Kalasinski is so conditioned right now because he worried that he might not make the weight cap. So these guys should really do something about this weight cap, man, because these guys are truly getting held back. And Michael is peeled out of his mind right now. Now, also in classic physique news, you guys are looking at a recent update from Dancovea Anderson, who is 2 weeks out from the Texas State Pro, I believe. This guy has definitely made some improvements, and this front double bicep is honestly laughable. This guy looks cartoonish. The short arms makes his physique look even more freaky. Biceps could be a little bit more peaky from behind, but if you guys seen him earlier this season, he has truly improved. Switching over to women's physique, I did want to share this update of Natalia Coelho. On the left is her in January of this year, and on the right is a current update of her 8.5 weeks out from this year's Olympia. And honestly, everything looks better. She looks bigger, she looks to be in better condition, and also the posing seems to be better. I believe she placed second last year behind our current champ Sarah Villegas, and there's a possibility she could win that title this year, a serious possibility. Now, ending this video here with the archive of the day, you guys let me know in the comment section below which legendary bodybuilder is this. As always, if you guys haven't done so already, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I hope you did indeed enjoy it. I'm Keone from Go Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.